Greetings, Earth Angelics of our team of 144. We are being fully activated in this now. The fire is rising, the Kundalini rises. From the still center, our mighty I Am presence is rising through the rainbow bridge of our central channel. We call the Sushumna or Katika channel. We had another very powerful 24 hours of activations, intense energies flowing in. We are really feeling these intense energies as they flow into the field, depurging and releasing for our collective ascension. We do our best to stay in the heart center, fully present, fully awake, fully aware. The false archonic energy is doing everything it can to pull us into fear, negative emotions, negative thoughts, feelings, and future failures. The humiliation programs and experiences are coming up for light workers to face, release, and resolve. Remember, all things are perfectly resolved in the unborn mind of Buddha, which is love and truth, that is beyond all words and concepts. We feel our way to Source with the power of our mighty I Am presence. And we are activated in this now. This is it, our angelic team. We are in the shift. This is the event. We are the event. This is the great awakening. It is not easy, but we came into this realm for this massive mission to shift this whole game, this experiment to the higher light, the higher frequency of the new earth. Nothing is stopping us now. Hang in there and keep going through and through and through until you fully break through, the compression breakthrough. Consciousness is going supernova into rainbow body consciousness of Homo Luminous, eternal beings of infinite light. We are being blasted with higher photonic light daily now. Today on May 28th, 2021, we have multiple waves of higher dimensional photonic light appearing as amplitude resonances of 53 Hz, 37 Hz, and 44 Hz on the Schumann resonance, as Gaia and all sentient beings are being raised and lifted through the fourth density into the fifth. We've got this, rainbow warriors of the new Eden. Keep walking your sacred path with heart, gently and with grace. Thank you for coming here during this most challenging and monumental transition and transformation in eternity, here now. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I and my Mother, Father, Great Spirit are one. Come sail away to the other shore to bridge heaven and earth through your sacred temple, your vessel of eternal light. Aho. So, beloved beings of light, really feel into these energies, whatever rises up within yourself, within your vessel, within your sacred temple, and allow that energy, those feelings, to carry you back to Source, to the stillness within as we transform into the rainbow dragons of the new Jerusalem. And with these powerful energies coming in, we had 163 M1.5 or greater earthquakes in the last 24 hours. The most powerful, again, on the Ring of Fire today, 5.5. It's the 5-5 portal activation code. Takahagi, Japan. Earlier today, we had multiple activations all day. Dominican Republic, 3.8, 108 kilometers depth. Encoded the 8-8 portal, the Lion's Gate. The Lyran Nation, the Royal Lions of New Lemuria. And the Sacred Portal again today in Pakistan, 4.8, 12. Divine Feminine, Vanuatu, 5.0. Baja California, Mexico, 3.4, and the Sacred Portal, Afghanistan, where the three holy mountains, Tian Shan, Celestial Mountain, Kunlun in the middle, and Himalayan, Lower Dantian, merge together, creating the apex of the Trident, the Trinity. We had a 5.0 activation, 203 kilometers depth, and in the heart of Lemuria today, Pahala, Hawaii 3.0. And then we had multiple activations in a big curve from Texas up the coast and around into Idaho with the 3.1 Carnes City, Texas, Ridgemark, California 3.0, and then we had the 3.4 in Baja, California. This is in northern Mexico, part of the Ring of Fire, Dominican Republic at 3.5, up into Cascade, Idaho 3.3, the 33 of Mastery, Vanuatu 5.1, Nicaragua, Central America 4.4, Divine 44, this is the 4th density rising up into the 5th, the Philippines 4.8, Dollar Point, California 4.2 and a 3.1, Colombia, South America, and the most northern point of our sacred mountains of the Andes, the Kundalini of Pachamama. This is the crown. This is at the top of the skull, 4.9, off the coast of Oregon, 3.3, not too far from the Eagle Condor. We also Okinawa, Japan, 4.5 on the Ring of Fire. The Sacred Portal in Iran, 4.9. This is 13 of the Divine Goddess, the Queen, Feminine. This is in the foothills of the Zagros Mountains. Indonesia 4.1, Honduras, Central America 4.3, Savannah Bight. Another activation in Takahagi, Japan 5.3, Chile, Los Andes in the Andes Mountains 4.5, 108 kilometers depth. Dominican Republic 3.5, 58 kilometers depth. Another Takahagi activation 4.9, Japan, Hasaki, Japan 4.7, Takahagi again, the 5.5 came in 2 hours ago. This was at 102 UTC, 36.321 latitude, 142.028 longitude. Indonesia 5.1, again in the sacred portal where the 3 holy mountains come together, this time in Tajikistan 4.4, Divine 44, 198 kilometers depth. And then another activation in Iran, the Zagros mountain region, 4.5, Council of 9 coming in. They are with us now. All portals open, activated, preparing Gaia and all sentient beings in this realm for this great awakening, this great ascension. We are right on the precipice of the shift of the ages, the shift to heaven on earth, the new earth. We have transitioned beyond the threshold. We have made it beyond the event horizon. Now we are in the full event energies. So keep rising with these energies. Rise in your spirit. Open the eyes of your spirit. Our eyes are opening. Our sky eye, the spirit eyes. This is the eye in the middle, the center of the wheel, the center of the hoop, where the great fire emanates from. And the waters, the holy waters, manifest from. And this is the source of the sorcerer's stone of divine alchemy. The waters, the divine elixir of eternal life. I know you felt that now in the crown and through the jade pillow, the base of the skull and down the spine. Your electromagnetic field, the toroidal field that makes up your Merkaba, is rising with these energies. And she is spinning at great speeds now. One clockwise, the other counterclockwise. With the rising up, the downward flow activate. The eagle, the condor fly freely in Hieros, Gamos, divine union. And we all fly together, divine sovereign beings of eternal light. 8-8, coming in. And now my sacred condor, pull a card for you from the tarot deck, Shadowscapes from Stephanie, Poi Moon Law. And the card she pulled today is card 13, Death. It is said that the swan is mute its entire life upon the threshold of death. However, it sings one achingly beautiful song that stills the final breath from its chest, and then it expires upon that ultimate sigh. It is the most heartbreakingly retching song of ending, But the song of the phoenix, the song of the swan cannot compare. When the phoenix sees death beckoning, she lifts her voice in a tragic song of pain, of rending, of sorrow, that yet cannot mask the most intense joy, for she knows that as the flames lick at her heart, the heat is quickening the egg in which her successor sleeps. Her death flame is its life spark. One is linked inextricably to the other, and thus she was tied to her predecessor, and she hers to the beginning of time. She sits in her deathbed upon her nest, and she submits to the inevitable hand of fate. As the fire burns searing hot and white, she spreads her wings and breathes her final song of expiration, meaning closing the door to the past and opening a new one, going through transition, changing status, shedding the old and excess, bowing to inexorable forces and sweeping changes. The old must be set aside and burned away to make way for the new. The ancient story of the phoenix is one that is echoed and repeated in dozens of cultures. She is death and rebirth and life, encapsulated in a single symbol. Irises are associated with death, as Iris was the Greek goddess of the rainbow, which she used to travel down to earth with messages from the gods, and to transport women's souls to the underworld. Deadly nightshade is a highly poisonous plant, symbol of deception, danger, and death, and sumac, in the Victorian language of flowers, says, "I shall survive the change." And angels of the light, we shall survive this great change, this great shift, this great transfiguration. And now today from Divine Sister of the Light, S.A. Smith, an intense, energetic 24 hours, and we're not done yet. Talk about intense. Yesterday's energies ran the gamut. I was getting messages about vibrational anomalies to intense head pressure, from feelings of leaving the body to supernatural abilities coming online. With all the amazing aspects that came in, we also experienced very strong Ascension symptoms. They were so strong that they seemed overwhelming at times, but you endured, and you'll continue to do that today and the rest of the 4 full moons. Purge on. We have 3 days left to purge, then we move into June. You know what to do and how to do it. Let's make this happen. Big, strong, intense energies have started rolling in. These are powerful and being felt on a very large scale. Even if you don't normally feel Ascension symptoms, you'll probably feel these. Lots of full body floating feelings, spacey head, like you've been on a roller coaster, one too many times, nausea that comes on quickly, extreme exhaustion. These are just a few of the main symptoms. I'm sure there will be many more as the hours press on. As these push through, really listen to your inner guidance. Do what you feel called to do. You instinctively know what will help. Now is the time to tap into you. You are amazing. From agirlintheuniverse.com. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Maureen Moss. Connection realized. Hoping you are all moving through this passage and using it in the most aware, full presence of yourselves. This passage is massive, leading directly to the Lion's Gate. You may remember in many of Lion's Gate's gathering, the lions of yesterday and tomorrow guarding the gates to the next octave of our evolution, though this time it will be very obvious as to the true meaning of one cannot pass through the gate if everything of the past is not rectified, clarified, and left behind. This year since March, and heightened with May's 3 back-to-back 555 portals, and now the eclipse season is and shall continue to be one of the most marked passages thus far in our history. There will be more, though this is the one that prepares us in body, with embodied soul, to go through the other events coming. In full presence and intent, I have been with few words, having been immersed, traversed, and merged with and through some of the most profound depths and greatest heights of this life, and that is saying something. I can see what I have never seen before in regard to my life, and in that been able, and still in the midst of, releasing everything that made up and was projected onto my life. At every turn there have been wild cards, winding roads, unveilings, initiations, Interdimensional meetings, strip downs, unshackling, praying to leave, revelations and awe. It has taken guts, courage, vulnerability, sinking to massive lows, and I was told the willingness to walk the plank. In this walk, my soul has merged in body, and as I have spoken out loud many a time, the soul spirals endlessly in God consciousness. This is the most profound experience I can imagine a human can be blessed with, the realized connection. And my heart is so in love with my soul I can actually feel the love affair taking place inside my skin. It is over, the other life, I don't know. Though I am on it in a heartbeat either way, because I know now I've got so much more to work with, and a joy I have never in this lifetime known. And when there isn't, I cannot deny I am soul. I am not anything else I have ever claimed. Day upon day the awareness intensifies that we as a collective humanity, one by one, cannot bypass one single thing in our life, whether in clear sight or draped in illusion, until all that is left is the soul merged with the heart wrapped in a garment of light, if we are to walk upon the new earth as a new human. This is so far past the new age, the stories, the prophecy, the talk. No one can do it for us. There is not one single healer or human that can do it for us. They can support us, love us, offer us wisdom, hold space, and show up. We need each other, though this is in many ways a solo journey with our soul. We have entered a revolutionary, evolutionary, mind-blowing, heart-cracking, code-cracking opportunity for this, our human, to experience. Real, soul-filled, multidimensional life. Events will happen in and out to take us deeper, further, and higher. We will cry, we will purge, we will rejoice, we will help, we will serve. Though to know our soul is to know the truth and offer it up from the depths of our true nature, whether to our own precious human or another's. In and on this journey, please don't forget, and I can confirm this is so, we are so loved and watched over, and not just by angels. Sometimes it may seem not so, though we are in ways indescribable for now. As my brother always says, the human is the hero, and that is the absolute truth. Endless love and respect, Maureen. And from divine sister of the light, Judith Kusel, tender loving care. A quick side note, I'm going to transmit to you right now from White Gold Eagle, a massive bliss bomb. Feel into the energy, smile into it, and let it rise through you. Smile, 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 ground, 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 divine angel of light. Spread your wings and soar. We could all do with some tender loving care at this momentous time of changes. Tender loving care should also extend to our own well-being, especially as the energies now are escalating to an all-time high, and indeed, we are all being challenged to keep up with the intense cleansing, clearing, and the lifting into the higher frequencies and vibrations. We always walk in the company of heavens, and indeed the angels, archangels, and ascended masters, and indeed the divine is there at all times to call upon and ask for tender loving care too. Indeed, we are surrounded by beings of light and love who are assisting us through all of this. We just need to ask, for they are not allowed to intervene with our own free will and choice. When we become as one with the divine and step into the fullness of the truth of who and what we are, divine will and our will become one and the same. Sometimes we just need to ask the angels of love to shower us with love, even as we ask the divine to expand the flame of love within our hearts, so that we can open ourselves to ever greater degrees of love and being loved. Here you can call upon Archangels Chamuel and Charity, the archangels of love, and who are in charge of the heart center to assist you. More than this, you can call in the unicorns and ask them to beam their beautiful, noble, and loving energy into you. They are always looking for pure souls to work with, and then they beam their own beautiful, angelic energy into your body via their own third eye, which is often depicted as a horn, but in truth is a beam of pure white light. Make a point of asking the Divine Feminine to pour divine love into you, into every single living cell and DNA strand, into every part and particle of your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. Remember to also beam love from your heart center into all sentient beings on earth, and visualize the whole earth and all upon her being filled with pure, unconditional love and tender loving care. May your day be filled with divine love and loving tender care. From JudithKusel.com. And from Divine Bro Star of the Light Mike Harrigan, DNA activations. At present, humanity on Earth has 2 strands of DNA in the cells of the body. Light information expresses through the medium of what we call consciousness, and that consciousness is encoded within the DNA. The plus-minus polarities in light are comparable to the DNA, RNA, which could be described as the polarities of human consciousness. This is also the reason that human consciousness goes from light to dark. Through the 12-strand DNA activation, 10 additional strands are activated in the body cells. The additional DNA strands are of magnetic, multidimensional nature and cannot be detected by present scientific equipment. We assume from testing and response that the changes initially occur in the etheric body. These additional DNA strands trigger the countless number of cellular activities necessary to change our dense physical carbon body into a physical etheric crystalline body and change our energy fields. 888, the 888 portal is now flowing in. It is said that 97% of DNA is non-functioning. For numerous people with awakened consciousness, this dormant material is considered a living data storage containing the instruction sets for our greater human potential. What is coded within our secret vault is a potential so vast that it boggles the mind to think that something so profound could be so accessible. Simply by shifting our perceptions, by coming into a new way to define our personal reality, we can override the carbon framework at the level of the nucleic acid bases of the DNA. Leading scientists are proving that genes and DNA do not control our biology, that instead DNA is controlled by signals from outside the cell. This includes the energetic messages emanating from our positive and negative thoughts. The bottom line here is that our thoughts and feelings directly affect our DNA. Positive shifts of perception and new feeling states trigger DNA activation. Moreover, when we consciously engage with the living intelligence of DNA, it gets majorly stimulated and starts pushing out the greater potential that is held within the latent code. Just as we are merely sequences of a 4-letter code, A, T, C, G, the basis of life is very simple. We change and transform all the time. We are constantly redefining ourselves. From every one of these consciousness shifts, we are literally changing our code. We have the ability to change in the blink of an eye if we can truly grasp these ideas and start acting from the full knowing of our higher capabilities. Our DNA programs are like snakes shedding old skins. We are constantly releasing old encodings. These encodings are merely stored impressions that can be reprogrammed. As we shift our perception, cell biology changes. Our vibration increases and the DNA base letters rearrange. Everything on the planet is in great change. Electromagnetic currents are altering, the magnetic fields are shifting, and many things are no longer being held down in their familiar place. We are getting unlocked. This brings tremendous change to the biological body and the entire structure of our DNA encodement. It is these additional strands of DNA that trigger the change of our total being into an ascension vehicle that will carry us into the 5th dimension. This is the reason we have said that the DNA and the RNA are communication systems. It would be as if DNA is the link to the higher self and the soul, and RNA would be the soul's response. Through this DNA upgrade process, awareness is brought into the consciousness and intention is set into motion. To strengthen the connection to your higher selves, new attributes will be employed. You are in the process of changing a critical part of the biology known to you as DNA. This new template allows you to walk in full unison with your higher self in every moment. Integration of the higher God self into physical form. We are the technology we've been waiting for. I am, you are, we are, oneness. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Karen Lithica, communication with the whales and the dolphins. We see the opportunity for cross-communication of ancient light lineages, to be amongst the great migration of the whales, to visit the deep oceans and capture the morphogenetic light field of the whales. Like the ancient sites of your world, the mammalian connection is of high importance, particularly those who feel the deep oceanic connection. For certain species activate different aspects of your light evolution. For the whales emit their light language as vocal tones to listen for cellular expansion. As wayshowers of your world, we ask you to align to the crystalline beings for support, enhancement, and alignment. Communication with every being is expanding now as you align to the higher dimensional light framework. As your construct expands, we are intimately realigned to Gaia's multidimensional crystalline grid, enabling this connection. As we return to the innate connection of Gaia, see no limitations as we enter a new spectrum of light. New Earth blessings, love, equal unity. The Arcturians and Karen Lithica from KarenLithica.com. And from Galaxy Girl, Joshua from Vega. Greetings, friends, fellow Starseeds. I am Joshua from Vega. This one has not telepathically connected with me before, although I am not new to Team Ascension Gaia. I am ancient, as you can see with my silver hair. We have been involved with Gaia since her inception. I say we, for I am surrounded by my own family of light from Vega, who wish to say hello and greetings to our friends embodied. You are not alone. Although I am one voice, I represent my family of light standing with me. You too have a massive family of light waiting in the wings and all surrounding you, for we are all one. Starseeds have felt such crushing loneliness this time around, and in actuality during most embodiments, for that is the process. That is on the waiver that you sign before you come to Gaia. You will feel alone, but you will feel this so that you can expand into more of your own greatness, your own light, your own higher, highest self. It is how we develop our abilities, for it forces us to reach deeper inwards towards our own God spark. I assure you, you are not alone. Many of us have had numerous incarnations upon Gaia, but if not, certainly on numerous other planets. We are a voice from Vega, home world originally to many of you, and so perhaps my words will resonate like the Om tuning fork for you. This one is enjoying her solfeggio tuning forks that she has purchased, and we recommend such vibrational alignment healing aids for the masses, for Gaia. We like this analogy, for we see you, lightworkers, as these vibrational alignment devices for Gaia. You are the higher light tuning forks to bring her fields back into balance. Love is her natural vibrational frequency and is the frequency that is the creation of the universe. Love. I am being bathed in love that is sounding as light. I am feeling this as the original light burst of love radiating from Mother Father. I am seeing it as vibrating light in the plants, the trees, the oceans, the people. Some people are dim, like wispy smoke, and the vibrational light passes through them, creating a wisp of smoke where they were standing. Others are able to hold on to this light burst and keep it within their field. Others are having these light, love codes become stuck in a leg or a body part that has been injured, or where they have an attachment and this place needs healing. These are people who have not been working on themselves or still have more work to do to get the light codes flowing freely through their energy fields. I am feeling like this blast of love light is a wave of love, but it sounds like a vibration, a frequency, a tuning. I am Terry. It is powerful. I am seeing the animals joyfully running around, absorbing the light, filled with these light codes. I am seeing codes of light language that is golden and glowing within this love light, that is unlocking our DNA and unblocking the blocks. Some people are glowing, filled with light, and are radiating light, and they are helping the others who are not able to assimilate. The smoky beings are gone. I am Joshua from Vega with my family of light. We showed this one the vibrational impact that is here now and that is coming in more and more fully, daily, with the solar streams and storms, and ultimately the great central sun. Gaia is assimilating these frequencies well, but she is exhausted and has been wounded by humanity, which is why the Lightworkers' assimilation of these light language code streams, codices of information, are so critical. But I have said this. I know this is not new information for you. I'm sure you are eager to hear about Vega. Well, Vega is eager to hear about you. We're all very interested, eager, offering our support, our talents, our gifts, and healing abilities to Gaia and those upon her in this moment. Vega is an ancient world, older than Gaia. We have had our series of storms, but have ascended beyond them and have grown in the process, further honing our Creator God abilities. We enjoy many freedoms that too you shall enjoy as well. Personal sovereignty must be claimed inwardly, deeply. You are your own master when you have mastered the ego, and those who would blunt or control it, realizing that is an impossibility unless it is allowed, for you are the creator of your own reality. You are in a hologram that is blowing apart. You are the masters of the light of creational frequency and creation. All is vibration, all is coded. Mother, Father use the code of love, of light. Controllers of the dark agenda employ imposing means to confuse, to trick, to turn you against yourselves and your own magnificence. But you are waking up to this, and it is only a moment of time now. The dark ones have no creative ability. They only create by destruction of a perfect template. Send them light and change their template, for you are stronger, especially when aligned with your internal God truth. I am Joshua from Vega. I serve on many high councils that are a part of managing, directing, promoting light to Gaia. We have been managing the various intricacies of multidimensional mathematics and formulas, but ultimately we are leading with light, with our hearts, for we are in full service and vibrational alignment to Mother, Father, an only way to serve humanity with the best of our abilities. We see that once the light continues to take hold, as this one was shown, everything will be changed. Nova Gaia is being created and is already firmly established. You are all a key and critical component for this mission to assist Gaia with her ascension, to relieve her of her burden of the lower dimensional ways. She will be an example to all other planetary systems, and her story is legendary, and has been for some time. Many thought she was lost and gave up, as no planet has been able to survive such conditions for so long, with all that she has been forced to endure. That is why you embodied, my friends. Do you remember? This mission is not as much about you and your growth as it is for Gaia and her healing. You have already grown. You have already accomplished ascension in many planetary star systems. You are the kings and queens, the masters and magicians, and so this has been tremendously frustrating for you because you know how things should be, but you are still incarnate in a realm that has been twisted. You remember the higher dimensional light. You remember your home worlds were always in balance and joy, and so this feels like a prison to you. It has been for a long time a prison, it is true, but you are changing this. You are crumbling the iron bars by infusing them with your light, for you remember your power. Your time of healing and joy will come. We encourage you to try to find it now, for you know now what you are doing. You are aware of your own power. Try to have some fun with this. Create some more joy in your lives as you further crumble the matrix with love, with light, with the sheer joy of knowing that you have already accomplished what you have needed to accomplish personally in many other lifetimes. You are here to help Gaia accomplish her freedom, and so are you. We see this all already being done. I am Joshua. We wish to depart with a Vega blessing. We are sending a download to you now. I am seeing a crystalline and golden DNA helix descending, filled with flowers and laughter. I am seeing it infuse light into all it touches, and I am hearing the frequency of balance within it. My head is tingling. Breathe this in. It is our gift to you from Galaxy Girl. And Vega is a star system in the Lyran constellation. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Carolyn, servant of Yahweh. The Divine Masculine Christ Collective have received news of their upper echelon that is awaiting them now. The 1221 Great Conjunction brought us to the end of the distorted masculine wounded warrior timeline, and the beginning of the Divine Masculine Christ Kingdom Bridegroom timeline, with the return of the Emperors of Judah. Those that have put in the work through this great conjunction have attained unity status. They are at the end of being programmed, brainwashed, enslaved, and lack and suppressed. Wisdom and knowledge is bringing quick progress and change into their desire to be in the new earth family and leadership position. They have been chosen by the Most High to continue to this next level of unity consciousness as bridegrooms with their brides of Christ. We needed to complete clearing the ancestral and DNA karmic loops of energy vampires, competition, and challenges to ascend out of that timeline. These entities, who have been some of the closest family and friends in your life, would use guilt to manipulate and overstep boundaries to get their way. That karma and justice is now neutralizing in the aethers, resulting in the removal of wolves in sheep's clothing in the physical. Narcissistic behaviors are purifying through this eclipse season. June 21st, 2021 is carrying the frequencies of the December 21st, 2020 Great Conjunction and Solstice energies. The spotlight is on the masculine within all of us to come into unity with the feminine within and without. This is happening through consciousness. Self-care is needed to support yourself, healing through all the galactic activations and cosmic lineups that are removing separation and restoring wholeness and balance for good. Balance is needed to support your intentional control over your ego. Christ consciousness is your new operating system. It is very important to take time to self-correct and remove the ego when it is triggered. Hostility and aggressive energies need to be harnessed and utilized in a constructive, passionate manner. Learning when to speak and when to observe is needed to support your masculine-feminine balance within. Wisdom is showing us the way out of the third and fourth density for good, and returning home to the Holy Grail. As we become balanced and whole, the light body expands, supporting our ascension into the new, superhuman, plasmic light body. This is achieved through consciousness. From Carolyn Kundalini, Twin Flames. And today from the Archangelic calendar. Gaia is in Circe's will. Circe, our galaxy, acts upon the infinite universe's will. The current setting element is fire, which is undoubtedly a result of the profound multidimensional changes we are going through. This statement in no way implies a negative transformation, and the transmutation facilitated will undoubtedly be an addition through subtraction situation. We are highly influential in containing anything brought to our attention via our calculations yesterday. We see the word cafe in our hexadecimal calculations. When we inquire as to if this had any meaning, the term cafe is insinuating gathering of friends, another way of saying a party. It is evident through the cuneiform that today is a glorious day, and it is even more apparent in the attached energetic fields. We also see a set of progressive numbers, which points to a powerful day of transmutation that will provide us great relief. Dimensions fade into each other, and there is no rigid division. Such will be with the calendar as well. This is very obvious in the expanded calendar, as there seem to be no clear lines anymore. The Archangelic calendar challenges everything spirituality once knew. It is all about progress, and we wish to bring an evolved look at ancient wisdom. There is much we can now do that we could never do before. It's up to us to usher in this new place and time with our style of magic. While we are grateful for the energies that precede us, we are realistic about how far our cognition of this wisdom has grown. 5D integration and Legion news. The Lyrans and the Pleiadians are working directly with our deity Legion, more specifically Anubis, as they are sorting through the non-human earthly beings protocol and how and where they would incarnate if they so choose to leave their bodies on Earth. This information is very relevant to our legions, as we will see changes in our application to Stairways to Heaven when it is complete. Massive tectonic plate movement is imminent. These events have already been set in motion by Gaia. Our legions do not need a temple or a house of worship, for we are the temples, and our collective and individual lives act as a giant holy house, second to nothing ever constructed. We have become the gifted pilots Earth and the galaxy have ever spawned. What we do here will live on for many, many generations. This circumstance also includes the words we present in the Archangelic calendar. Tiny cosmic spaces are safe havens in space and time that allow us to ride out any life anomalies. Plagiarism of the calendar is on the rise. Never get a diluted version of this work. If you choose to copy this work in an inclusive way of honesty, we only ask that you not omit any parts. We are only speaking to those who stamp their name on this work and call it their own. Energy can never cease, but in the case of a never was, the energy is dismantled and distributed in amnesia. Our collective micro-shifting of perception has manifested as a shift in the cosmic mind. In this way, all that aligns with our macro desires manifests with ease. Philosophical buffet. Anything with a beginning, middle, and end is simply perception. The only thing without such boundaries is infinitely expanding Creator Source. Go with the flow, but change what you can when it is needed. If you find power in your hands, it's your responsibility to move things in the right direction. In every other regard, you must let go. This philosophy can be more challenging on the micro than the macro. What if you stopped your studies at the law of attraction? What if you were so enamored by the idea that you can attract material things that you never answered the call of sages? This situation was the same temptation written in prophecy. To the many masters who passed the test, kudos and much respect. It is well advertised that you are not punished for your actions, instead punished by them. In the same regard, we say that you will not receive payment for your outstanding actions, but they will reward you. Study their actions, not their words. Words can be deceptive and have alternative meanings. Actions are straightforward and are sometimes involuntary. In any case, true feelings come up when actions are engaged. The term "don't give it to the dogs" is irrelevant in this now. Those who are not on the path cannot comprehend what the esoteric student does. No need to worry that it will fall into the wrong hands. If you are not in the know, it won't make any sense. The truth is the macro's way of protecting these sacred arts. Everyone deserves to feel safe and secure, and the only authentic way to do so is in deep knowledge and wisdom of the divine macro system in which we are existing. Those who know the inner workings of divinity understand that nothing is random, and the situations put in front of them always have multiple purposes, meanings, and parameters. This statement also means that there is divine timing and planning involved with all aspects of physical life. All things in the physical realm are vibrating in different ways. The rate, frequency, and intention of vibration determine the physical parameters. For example, a chair does not have a highly complex vibration and thus is borrowing the focus from the Creator's mind to become form. On the other hand, a sentient being is a very high vibing and complex offering, and therefore its consciousness dictates its ever-changing specifics. Causing unnecessary tension is a passive-aggressive way to destroy things. The wisest among us see through this immature game and will not allow it to thwart our progression. Personal boundaries are philosophical shields, and if these are not respected, then it is well within your right to remove yourself from the situation. Feed the mind good, healthy vibrations for a substantial part of your archangelic day. Transmutation, not presumptuous denial, is the weapon of the master, Kybalion. The tools and assignments are in a link in the description below. This is from the ArchangelicCalendar.com. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Adrian Elise, Gaia Daily, May 28th through the 31st, Dazed and Confused. Venus and Mercury are coming together in Gemini, an exact square to Neptune in Pisces. Just as Mercury turns retrograde tomorrow, all of this mutable energy is bringing confusion and delusion to our heart and mind. Neptune in Pisces wants to escape reality. We are in an increasingly uncomfortable period of cognitive dissonance, as portions of the world are gradually waking up to what is really going on. How do you escape reality if reality is a big lie? Seeing through the blatant lies and delusions of this world can afford a direct exit out of the lower psychological matrix. But before any major shift or shedding of skin, the old energy is bound to get very uncomfortable. Venus, Mercury, and square to Neptune is not too far off from forming a T-square with the galactic center of destiny in Sagittarius. This is highlighting the energy of the recent lunar eclipse, and for supernova souls a deep desire to get back on your spiritual quest. The way forward is full of fog, confusion, and traps, but it is time to get on your path and face it anyway. Breathe in deep in the winds of dynamic Gemini and try to find peaceful moments in the grand psychic rearranging that is trying to happen in this current astrology. Programming and ancestral belief patterns are falling away. Rapid psychic healing can be disconcerting and disorienting. The key is to seek out people to talk to who are also going through this healing with conscious awareness like you. Venus will make the move into Cancer next week. Mars in Cancer is in a helpful trine with Neptune, bringing healing and movement of old stuck grief. Next week, we will start to feel Mars come into square with Pluto. These power players in square bring tension around the conflict between raw power of nurturing life force and old worn-out political power structures. Humanity, the pressure is on, and the pot is coming to boil. From AdrianElise.com. And today from Divine Sister of the Light, Leah Whitehorse, Lua Astrology. Lunar aspects. Jupiter conjunct Charybdis in Pisces. As we move away from the eclipse, realizations gain greater definition, crystallizing into ambitions, hopes, dreams of change. But monsters still roll and roar in the undertow, a great ripple spreading out amidst the excitement of possibilities. For the future is a prickle of anxiety, a shiver of vulnerability. We can't avoid the waves or pretend that it's all smooth sailing. Sometimes life gives us storms, but they are there to clear the air. With the moon in practical Capricorn, the most effective tactic today is to focus on what you do know rather than what you don't. If this is a rocky period, work from where you are, get up, do what needs to be done. One practical step followed by another. Clean the house, do the day job, feed the children, bathe the dog. Try a different approach to an old problem. Carve out time for you, honor your boundaries. Whatever you're going through, this too shall pass. From LeahWhitehorse.com. And from the Tzolk'in Times, Kin 165, Red Solar Serpent. Solar is the name for the number 9, and its keywords are intention, pulse, and realize. Today is the 9th day of the Red Earth wave spell, and it is a galactic activation portal. The 9th day of a wave spell is always a turning point. It is very powerful because the numbers 9 equal 3 times 3. 9 is the number of intention, and so whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve if you have enough determination. Today is the red serpent, which represents life force, instinct, and survive. As I have said before, the serpent is probably the most complicated symbol in the Tzolk'in. It has many meanings and deep esoteric knowledge to share. The Maya held the serpent in such high esteem. One of the most sacred deities was Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. Now to me, a feathered serpent, or a serpent that can fly, is the very symbol of the calendar itself. Imagine if you could see the moon's movements. It is very much like the snake's imprint in the sand. Time moves like a serpent. And today from Divine Sister of the Light, Christina Papagiorgio, Red Solar Serpent, Kin 165, May 28, 2021, Pulsing Life Force. 28-5-2021 equal 28-5-5 equal 10-10 equal 1-1 equal 2. 10-10 Manifestation Portal. 28 Success Planning for the Future. 11 Portal Gate Polarity. 2 Twins Partner Cooperation. 5 Freedom, Change, Liberation, Movement. 10 Manifestation Power Authority. 1 New Beginnings Leader Original. 2 Twins Partner Cooperation. Kin 165 equal 12 equal 3 Holy Trinity. A transformational power portal. Another galactic activation portal day today adds extra intensity to this 10-10 portal day when the veils to other dimensions are easily accessible. A powerfully enriched day of passion and intensity to live life with renewed vigor. Day 9 in the Red Earth wave spell of evolution through navigating our way through the signs, synchronicity, and earth magic, flowing and aligning with the rhythms and cycles of Nova Gaia. Today carries an intensity of responding instinctively to the synchronicities that come our way as a means for survival. We are pulsing out raw, passionate energy through our instincts to ensure our evolution as individuals and the human species. Tone of creation, solar, tone 9, operates in the spiritual realm. Action, realizing, power, pulsing, essence, intention. The 9th day of the wave spell is the one that gives the last push prior to manifestation. The solar phase is where we wake up to the fact that our will affects the reality we experience. So we begin pulsing, extending our intent into realization, visualizing what we want to manifest and pulsing that intention from our heart. This assists us in making our dreams come true. Today is extremely potent as we have the solar pulsing tone pairing with the red serpent's intensity, passion, and life force. With the dragon's creation codes and a gap day, this is very, very powerful manifestation energy today. Make sure you are fully conscious of your intent and what you wish to realize, and avoid dropping into fear and survival responses. What vision and intention are you pulsing into reality? The vision of Eden and the Golden Age was seeded in our DNA long ago, and the solar eagle is activating this memory to awaken and create this collective vision for humanity. Now is the time to bring forth this vision into our new reality. So precious hearts, a very intense and power-fueled gap day today. Make sure your conscious awareness guides you to navigate a grace-filled path, responding to the magic and synchronicities that are pushing us all to keep moving forward. Keep an eye on the global scene today, as all this fire survival energy is sure to uncover many truths that humanity needs to see for our future evolution into the light. Today's question is, what am I pulsing forth through my passionate intentions to birth today? Divine blessings for birthing brilliant solar impulses today. In Lakek Alakin, Christina White Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66. Kin 165, Red Solar Serpent. The mantra, the code for today is, I pulse in order to survive. Realizing instinct, I seal the store of life force. With the solar tone of intention, I am guided by the power of birth. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. And on this powerful day of activations, transformations, and powerful, intense energies, let us know, beloved beings of light, in the comments below what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, your dreams, your visions, and your synchronicities. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and click the subscribe button below and the little bell to get notifications on future updates. And as always, we have a link in the description below to the transcriptions of today's transmissions, and we archive these on our website, primedisclosure.com. I'd like to thank everyone supporting us in our work and mission. We rely on our monthly Patreon pledges and our donations for our daily living expenses. So if you'd like to support our work and mission and make a pledge, you can do so at whitegoldeagle.com or a one-time donation at eaglelovecondor.com. We appreciate each and every one of you for your continued support. And I'd like to thank everyone supporting my Sacred Condor's art business. She added several new goddess totems, the 4 direction goddesses of Feng Shui, and the 12 goddesses of the signs of the zodiac, and you can now order a made-by-order zodiac goddess totem for your zodiac sign, so you can check these out at lunagoddessart.com. And now we'll end today's transmission with powerful codes from our Pleiadian bro stars and sisters of the light. Pleiades 1 messages, May 28, 2021. P1 calling Terrans for origins recognition. Attention for calls in PVSE-SDE. Time distortions continue to be harmonized. Vibratory elevations continue to expand. Bigger defenses set in. MID entries in old areas denied. Etheric vaccinations initiated. Missionary updates in progress. Removals of the D-projected started. Specific reallocations take place for proper adjustments. Disobsessive forces establish themselves. Missionary qualities are perfected. Blossoming of virtues increase. Southern removals still in progress. Miasmic plaques being removed early, 83% non-regressive. North base extensions. Soul Super 2 program in complete evacuation. Elpheus and allies in intensive, 100% non-regressive. Temporarily end of transmission Pleiades 1, potentiating Lemurian inheritances from disclosurenews.it. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today on this powerful activation day and galactic activation portal. Keep rising up and waking up to the higher plateaus of higher dimensional consciousness of your true Buddha nature. And always remember, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am simple, pure awareness. Keep shining your light brightly into the night and walking your sacred path with heart, being connected to all things. Have a most beautiful and blessed awakening, and be sure to make it the best day ever. The eagle and the condor love you all. Namaste.